say the challenges and objectives that led to the formation of these councils have not yet been addressed.
The challenges that led to the creation of the Equal Opportunities Commission and the Special Interest Councils have not yet been addressed. Are we saying that today in Uganda all buildings have ramps for persons with disabilities? Or all the women in Uganda now, if they run in constituency, they will win the men if there is no affirmative action on women for women's seats?
Government sought to merge over 30 entities to save 1 trillion shillings expenditure annually. So far, a bill has been tabled in Parliament to merge the 5 councils of the special interest groups, the youth, women, people with disabilities, and the elderly into one council. They say government should merge entities that duplicate each other's roles and with much expenditure.
As we support the policy on rationalization for the reasons of 1, reducing duplication and saving resources as number 2, we reject the idea of blanket merging of everything proposed.
They appealed to Parliament and concerned parties for a full constitutional review instead of amending some articles, since the Equal Opportunities Commission was created under Article 32 of the Constitution. They claim that matters of human rights and equal opportunities cannot be put together.
These are bodies that are checking our government. Let me be very clear. It is very dangerous for us to, as a country, to look at matters of equal opportunity and of human rights as matters which can be put together and taken as the same. They are matters at the core of citizenship and at the core of constitutionalism. They must not be looked at merely as matters that you can conjoin any time.
Among others, government entities that are likely to be merged is the Equal Opportunities Commission, Uganda National Roads Authority, and Uganda Wildlife Authority. Rebecca Natongo, Mike Bakabulindi, UBC News.
Government is to work hand in hand with its South Sudanese counterpart to harmonize fish trade between the two countries. This follows recent reports of importation of immature fish into Uganda through a Lego border connecting Uganda and South Sudan. Addressing journalists at the Media Center in Kampala, State Minister for Fisheries Helen Ador decried increase in illegal fishing methods, a challenge that needs immediate interventions. Henry Okurut has the details.
All that fishermen know is the lake and the fish, which gives them a livelihood. So, this source of livelihood is under threat through illegal fishing methods and premature fish catches.
So because of the settled life of these poor communities, they felt this is their part. Unfortunately, of recent, you all know, as we were looking at fish being for the poor, it has now turned that the fish is actually for the rich.
Then illegal trade through attempts to import illegal fish into Uganda. Recently, authorities either impounded or denied access fish from South Sudan onto the Ugandan market. State Minister for Fisheries Helen Ador told journalists at Media Center that Uganda will meet the South Sudan counterpart on the issue.
The fish we have is different from the fish that Sudan has got, but also sometimes they mix. And when you look at, it's called the John Black. John Black, even when you give 10 years, it will not grow. So these are some of the challenges that we underwent last week when most of the fish was imported by our traders from South Sudan. They got challenges at the lake border where they had most of the immature fish.
So, government of Uganda and South Sudan want to address illegal fish trade.
As a ministry, we are going to work with the South Sudan government. I also want to thank the representative of South Sudan to Uganda. He was of help to us. And we are going to work as two governments to see how we are going to balance and see that we don't repeat this kind of thing. And we want to apologize for any inconveniences caused to our importers, but also to South Sudan country.
Fish is said to be second to coffee in terms of foreign exchange earnings for Uganda. This underscores the need to protect fish species and resources.
The regulations for management of this fishery are very clear, as provided in the laws on Lake Victoria. This fishery can only be harvested by the nets, the meshes of which should be 10 millimeter. This should be very clear. In Lake Victoria should be nets and meshes of 10 millimeter.
The Fisheries Protection Unit has of recent embarked on a crackdown against illegal fishing. This includes banning of illegal fishing nets, efforts which stakeholders want to see doubled. Henry Okrut, UBC.
Henry Okrut there with the fisheries issue. Now, Minister for Kampala Metropolitan Affairs, Hajat Minsa Kabanda, has met leaders of Mukono taxi operators in Mukono district, led by Haj Semakula, the Vice Chairman, NRM Mukono district. They asked the minister to investigate government programs, including the PDM and the Myoga, which they say they have not benefited from, yet they lead over 400 members.
Leaders of Mukono taxi operators in Mukono district have interacted with the Minister of Kampala and Metropolitan Affairs, Hajat Minsa Kabanda, led by the NRM Vice Chairman in Mukono, Haj Semakula, through their newly elected chairman, Senderi Emmanuel. The newly elected chairman, Senderi Emmanuel, informed the minister that they have over 400 members under Mukono taxi operators, but they have not benefited in government programs like PDM and Myoga.
Era minister tuli maaso go nga tukusaba twagala osimbe amakanda mu Mukono osobola otuyambako ku nsonga ya PDM, ensonga ya Myoga, sente bazituweereza bazituuka ku za accounts ne zisatambula bulungi ne tulinda ne batuzunza abantu ne benyuwa enteekateeka za government.
We have a problem for the NRM members here in Mukono. We don't have anything from government to help us. That's the problem number one.
He asked the minister to investigate the scandals in government programs to benefit Mukono residents.
So we request the minister to help us to put here your main office to help us as the taxi drivers in Mukono municipality.
Minister Hajat Minsa Kabanda assured them that she will ensure they are included in government programs.
You've told me to come up with an office. I'm going to arrange for an office. Hajhan had already told me that you have an office in Mukono. I'm going to arrange for it, and we start and inaugurate the office and start our works in Mukono. Soon. I'm also going to meet the RDC, and she has to give me a report as how government programs have performed.
She promised a thorough investigation as far as Mukono is concerned in regard to government programs and properties.
Let me take to thank Haji Haruna as a coordinator for Mukono municipality. But you've talked about government programs like PDM, Myoga, and other government programs, which you think we need to investigate and see how they've worked in Mukono. We are going to do the investigations, and we are going to give report to relevant ministries.
Relatedly, the NUP leaders were presented to the minister and decided to work with the government. Sudat Kaye and Jamil Sekaja, UBC News.
The Democratic Party wants its members from Dokolo district to express interest in the forthcoming by-election for the woman MP seat in the district. The seat fell vacant following the death of the late Cecilia Ogwal. DP acting spokesperson Ismail Kilia also told the media that DP has requested government to have a law that regulates school fees following the highly charged dues, especially by private schools.
Of the Uganda Young Democrats.
The Democratic Party, through the Uganda Young Democrats president and acting spokesperson Ismail Kilia, has called upon its members from Dokolo district to express interest in the forthcoming by-election. This was during their press briefing at City House in Kampala, where he has called upon qualified DP members to come to party headquarters and register to compete for the position.
So are you a member of the Democratic Party, qualified and passionate to be the party flag bearer in the forthcoming elections in Dokolo representative? The Democratic Party hereby calls the expression of interest from the qualified members aspiring to contest in the position of Dokolo Woman Member of Parliament.
The acting spokesperson also urged government to amend the law regulating school fees.
This week we are preparing a petition to the Deputy Speaker so that we can have a clear regulation to the school fees. What we are looking at, we want government to start getting involved in the school fees regulation, whereby they need now to get in touch with all the heads of schools. Then they explain to us, what does it take for a child to be charged 4 million shillings?
Jimmy Akanshemeza and Austin reporting for UBC.
The Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions has signed a memorandum of understanding with CV Paul and Human Trafficking Institute to handle cases related to human trafficking. The signing was at the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions in Kampala.
Will surely expand the capabilities and efforts of supporting victims of trafficking in persons across Uganda. And HTI is honored to be a part of this collaborative effort and to continue supporting the great work of the ODPP. And we at HTI are also very much looking forward to the implementation of this joint project and seeing the great results that we are sure will come.
Because we know that most of this trafficking, it has various effects on different individuals. Some have long-lasting, others have. So you find that after they have testified, and we have to look after them like psychosocial support. It is not catered for in the system. The MOU is set to remain effective until April of 2025 for the SOP implementation and 12 months for victim support. The ODPP will lead coordination efforts, contribute to guideline development, and provide comprehensive support to victims through pre-trial, trial, and post-trial phases. The second one is the ODPP will also be the key participating agency for the specific activities aimed at supporting the implementation of the SOPs. CBPO support as they embark on funding the implementation of the MOU.
CBPOL is one of the implementing partners of the VMN, is honored to humbly contribute to those efforts. So we hope that this experiment, if it will be successful, will also encourage the government, for example, to allocate proper funding in order to support on a regular basis trafficked persons.
A team from the Office of the President, headed by Hajat Zamina Malole, held a meeting with leaders from Bunyoro sub-region to sensitize them on matters of honors and award-giving ceremonies. The meeting involved different stakeholders from the Bunyoro sub-region to discuss what criteria should one go through to qualify for a medal.
During the meeting, Hajati Zamina informed the leaders that medals are honor of service rendered at that particular time.
Sometimes people think that there is no procedure or there are no laws governing the medal. But what I want to inform you is that actually there is a law, which is the National Honors and Awards Act of 2001 as amended. Because this is the law which brings into force the administration of these national honors and awards, the national honors and awards themselves.
RDC Chiriandongo Dan Muganga appreciated the program and the knowledge impacted.
You have had Katonga, Kagera, part of Africa, and all that. This is the opportunity now for us to get to understand these awards, who is eligible, how do they come up with such names.
LC5 Chiriandongo Edith Aliguma requested that team to recognize those families that were left out.
Many people who are complaining in the community are sometimes they tell you, so and so's father was supporting the NRA in giving medicine and food, and in the process the gentleman died. But this government here, what did they do for this family?
The Secretary Presidential Awards Committee, Hajati Zamina Marole, says they have been asked to give information to district leaders and continue sensitization to communities.
Prime Minister Robin Anabanja has urged local leaders to monitor government programs. She was addressing over 420 local leaders who are undergoing leadership transformation training at the National Leadership Training Institute in Changwanzi. The leaders, who include district councillors, sub-county LC3 chairpersons drawn from the districts of Mubende, Kakumiro, Hoima, Kasanda, Nakaseke, Kamwenge, and others, were hosted in Changwanzi.
While officially opening the training, the Prime Minister, Robin Anabanja, said that leaders need to be oriented to basic leadership skills for better service delivery.
And your work directly impacts the majority of Ugandans. Before I go further, I want to state that the starting point for any leader, especially a local government leader, is to understand the principles of NRM.
The Prime Minister termed leadership as a journey that must be taken with caution and appealed to local leaders to take the training seriously, which will help them in service delivery.
It's a very important training, and thank you for the great work you are doing to implement government programs in your respective local governments. I also thank you for the continuous support to the NRM government and more especially to the President of the Republic of Uganda.
Members of Parliament from all districts said the training will strengthen leadership at the grassroots.
Over time, Nali has proved it to be, for us, when MPs were here, Mr. Director, when MPs were here, we were saying Nali is the seat of political wisdom. So I want to take the honor to welcome everyone to the seat of political wisdom.
The Director National Leadership Training Institute, Changwanzi, Brigadier Charles Kisembo, assured the trainees that his team impart knowledge and skills for transformational leadership.
But understand as well the impact of globalization on national interests, values and aspirations.
The training is organized by the Office of the Prime Minister to acquaint local leaders' roles in the socio-economic transformation of the country.
Osmosis.
Freddy! Fred Dollar, my boss, CEO Inojo, the general of generals, the conqueror of conquerors, the first and the final, the sky above the skies, the promised land, the terms and the conditions, the international king crocodile, the source of the
Osmosis.
Nile.
I don't have money today.
Just take a polite loan of 200k to stock my shop. The signs and symptoms of success. The bank commander, not the bank teller.
Why hassle for a loan when you've got MTN Momo? Wesotinge. Use the Momo app or dial *165*5# for all quick loans. Choose from the different loan options from our partners and get one that works for you. Together, we're unstoppable.
Have you packed more with Harbour jelly and Harbour foam? Yes, we packed. It will protect your skin from skin rashes. More with pack. It is a new improved more with Harbour jelly. So soft and smooth. It is a more with Harbour jelly.
Tell me, kids, the sense. Any irritations? No more rashes and irritations. Movit Herbal Jelly and Herbal Soap is rich in natural herbs for a smooth and glowing skin.
Movit all day confidence.
The government of Uganda and the Uganda Bureau of Statistics is calling upon all stakeholders such as the chief administrative officers, city mayors, resident city commissioners, city clerks, city and division councillors, wards and LC chairpersons, as well as the residents and business communities to cooperate with the UBOS field teams as we embark on advanced preparations to conduct the National Population and Housing Census on the 10th of May 2024. The census will be a 10-day exercise to obtain statistical data and information that will be used for planning and policy formulation, including information on 1. How many we are, 2. Where we are, 3. How we are living, 4. What we own, and 5. Where we access services from. The Uganda Bureau of Statistics has now started listing of households and mapping in the 11 cities of Arua, Fort Portal, Gulu, Hoima, Jinja, Lira, Mbale, Masaka, Mbarara, Soroti, and in the Greater Kampala comprising of Kampala, Wakiso, and Mukono districts. For more information, please call 0755 342 128 or 0773 342 128. This message is brought to you by the Executive Director and Census Commissioner, Uganda Bureau of Statistics. Census 2024. It matters to be counted.
The organizing committee of the Janan Womb Day Celebrations 2024 wishes to inform all invited guests that you are requested to take COVID-19 tests between the 13th and the 14th of February at the following venues. Public officials, you will take your tests at the Office of the Prime Minister, Conference Hall, Platinum Wing, Mulago Hospital, and Platinum, Lumumba Avenue. Religious leaders, you will take your tests at the Inter-Religious Council of Uganda offices.
Hi, my name is Dennis Masindo Nyango, former Uganda Cranes captain and goalkeeper. My kind of a tank at home is a Crest tank. I use it at the farm and at home. I recommend it for everyone.
UBC News tonight. Thank you so much for watching and welcome back from the break. Minister for Finance, Planning and Economic Development, Matia Kasaija, has launched a 60-kilometer Kibale district feeder and access roads worth 2.8 billion shillings. Kasaija cautioned motorists against reckless driving, a cause for rampant fatal accidents in Munyoro region.
Speaking at the launch of Kabasekende, Ngerebwe and Nyamarunda Kahara access and feeder loads in Nyamarunda Kashembe sub-counties, Minister Matia Kasaija reaffirmed government's commitment to revamp all loads.
Now we have got an opportunity. The district government did ask for funds, and by the grace of God, I managed to get these funds and send them here. This is not the only road. There are other roads now, which we people and other my fellow MPs are also opening.
So this is a good way for us, so that the food can go to the market.
The contractor of Azuru Construction Company, Livingstone Nishawa, says the project will take 6 months to complete.
We're going to put 13 lanes of culverts on this project, and the contractors already mobilized.
Dr. Emily Kugonza, the MP Buyanja County, says the Lord will help the local people to access services such as health, education and markets, among others.
The Ministry of ICT and National Guidance has signed a 3-year memorandum of understanding with the MasterCard Foundation, aiming at stepping up digital solutions through developing secure and trusted digital platforms tailored for driving inclusive growth. State Minister for ICT and National Guidance, Godfrey Kabyanga, says that this partnership is a strategic step to consolidate government's quest to unlock new opportunities for shared growth.
In 2023, the Minister of ICT and National Guidance, with support from United Nations Development Programme, undertook a 5-year project to develop Uganda's first digital transformation roadmap.
Minister Kabyanga Godfrey says the MOU signed between the ICT Ministry and MasterCard will support penetration of digital payments across all sectors.
Mark the beginning of a new chapter in Uganda's digital transformation journey. And as a Minister of ICT, we are honored today to be witnessing the signing of an MOU between our ministry and MasterCard, aimed at enhancing the adoption of digital solutions across our nation. So MasterCard's experience and global reach make them an invaluable partner in our efforts to accelerate the adoption of digital solutions in Uganda. Their commitment to driving financial inclusion, promoting digital payments, and empowering individuals aligns perfectly with our ministry's objective. We are trying as much as possible now to be a cashless economy, so that people can start moving without carrying cash.
This ICT MasterCard MOU seeks to leverage technology through entrepreneurship investment, targeting young innovators, accelerate digital skilling, and advance a cashless economy.
These startups that we have, or individuals that are starting up businesses or innovations, need a lot of guidance and support in terms of mentoring them, in terms of helping them to know how to plan for their businesses better, in terms of supporting them to even identify where the potential markets for their products are. So it's a whole program that is going to grow these innovators. We have partnered with various, partners as well to support the innovation ecosystem. So the startup program is one of those.
The country manager MasterCard, Victor Ndlovu, says the MOU will safeguard Uganda's digital payment systems, foster digital infrastructure, innovation and business.
And therefore we want to play a major role in ensuring that the safety of those transactions, the consumers must have trust.
Directors and head teachers in Luweero district want parents who have not yet sent their children to school to do so promptly. A survey conducted on 10 schools in Luweero, including Luweero Town Council, Bombo Town Council and Ndeje Town Council, shows that the turnout to school for learners in private schools in the initial week of resumption of this first term is nearly at 100%, while for government-aided schools it ranges between 70 to 80%.
Therefore, one of the reasons why we transfer Livingstone is for easy identification.
identification. For what?
For easy identification.
At Horizon Kindergarten and Primary School's new site in Kizito Zone, Lore District, Director Benado Kelo urged government to reduce the taxes on private schools because they subsidize government's effort.
So therefore, the government can come in through giving some indirect support to private schools. First of all, reducing on the taxation. Two, also giving some development grants or soft loans to this private school so that the pressure, they don't put pressure on the parents.
Luero Secondary School Deputy Headmaster Grace Namatov Chironde said the school is implementing the new competence-based curriculum for the lower secondary section.
We are trying our best. I know by the time they sit for the final exams, we shall be doing well. The teachers are committed to implementing the curriculum, and I'm sure we shall do whatever it takes to ensure that the students are ready to sit the final exams.
However, she emphasized that the new curriculum demands committed learners who attend classes regularly without missing lessons, as evaluation and assessment is an ongoing process. The director of Abusha Junior Schools and Bombo Muslim Secondary School, located in Nemagaza Bombo, Haj Major Abubakari Kalume, appealed to parents to provide necessary scholastic materials, including paying school fees.
The land of Abusha lives Abusha in a well-molded manner. If you're a Christian, you go to church compulsory and you must practice. If you're Muslim, you pray 5 times a day. And not only that, the etiquette, how to eat, how to talk, how to walk.
Headmaster Pontius Kitata of Ramfa Primary School in Lower Town Council emphasized discipline and teamwork.
I will really attribute our peak performance to teamwork. It's always teamwork. The school administration, the teaching and the non-teaching staff, our parents and our students, we are one.
All school directors and head teachers urged parents to send their children who are still at home to school. Crispus Arinitwe, Jim K, UBC News.
Let's take a short break. On return, we'll have business news. Thank you for watching.
The energy of this land comes to life in dreams and memories. It lights up in these nights and leads us to new horizons. It pushes us to go further and see bigger. The energy of this land comes from here. It comes from Africa, and it vibrates in each of us.
Empowered by Africa.
Oryx Lubricants, powered by Africa.
In the production process of Aquafina, we expertly filter every drop, providing clear and perfect tasting water to help you keep hydrated with the added benefit of minerals. Aquafina is bottled by Pepsi Cola International in Uganda and is available at only 1,000 shillings.
Are you a parent or guardian looking for a good and affordable school for your child? Look no further. Mandela Senior Secondary School, Hoima, is the answer. It is a boarding mixed senior secondary school offering arts and sciences. We have good science and computer laboratories, a fully stocked library, and registered with the Ministry of Education and Sports with the center number at an affordable fee structure for every parent. To register your child with Mandela SS in Hoima for the year 2023, call 0772 411 921 or 0771 850 217. Mandela SS Hoima, caring to achieve.
Ebiseera by'okuzaayo abaana mu masomero tebiteekwa kukaluubiriza n'akatono. Eno kusimba nnyiriri mpanvu kano kalipagano ka bidduka. Simanya kuzunga na banka siripsi. Kati osobola okusasula school fees z'omwana wo ate n'okola n'ebirala ntoko ku ssimu ye ey'omu ngalo. Ekikola kyangu nnyo. Nyiga bunyizi *5*8 ogoberera ebikulagiriddwa oba okozese app ya MTN Momo. Ate kati okola ki olwaleero? MTN Mobile Money Uganda Limited erungamizibwa banka enkulu ya Uganda.
Business news tonight. Uganda's journey to cashless economy seems on track as the central bank registers an increased uptake. Speaking during the third Financial Stability Symposium, the Executive Director Supervision at the Bank of Uganda, Dr. Tumuwayne Twinemanzi, noted that the value of transactions using debit cards payment has increased by 9.1% as of December 2023.
Uganda has experienced a significant increase in the use of digital payment channels. At Bank of Uganda, 581 billion shillings was transacted through debit card payments in the last quarter of 2023, down from 523.9 billion shillings that was transacted from June to September 2023.
Mobile banking, an increase in the active number of users by 24.9%. Mobile money, volume of transactions increased by 7.7% over the quarter, and the value of transactions also increased by 2.9% to 62.2 trillion shillings as of December 2023.
This has also increased operational risks as banks get exposed to banking fraud through the digital payment channels, although most of the fraud incidences remain in the retail payment channels.
Fraud tends to erode trust. And to that extent, the fact that fraud erodes trust, Bank of Uganda is beholden to get involved in the management of fraud. One of the things Bank of Uganda is doing, and soon we shall provide cybersecurity guidelines to the financial institutions in terms of how the minimums we expect of them in terms of how they manage, in particular, cybersecurity fraud.
Despite that, bank customer deposits rose by 1.3% to 34.7 trillion shillings compared to a reduction of 2.0% that was recorded in September 2023. The bank has started implementing the Financial Institutions Regulations of 2023 to enhance minimum paid-up capital for commercial banks.
Is that most banks continue to maintain strong capital buffers to absorb potential shocks. However, the high operational costs and the cost of deposits continue to affect performance of some banks.
The central bank projects economic growth at 6.5% in the financial year 2024-2025. Nasali Fatia reporting for UBC News.
Minister for Gender, Labour and Social Development, Betty Amongi, has launched a World Bank-funded Women Enterprises Empowerment Project. The GROW project is geared at increasing access to entrepreneurial services that enable female entrepreneurs grow their enterprises in targeted locations, including refugee host districts.
GROW project is responding to the many challenges faced by the Ugandan women entrepreneurs, ranging from social, economic and psychological, including lack of networks, capital shortage and low capacity to expand and grow their businesses.
Majority of the women are in informal sector. So we need to move women from the informality to the formality. And what do you need to do to move women from the informal sector to the formal sector? Number one is that woman who has started a business, for them to move, they need to grow their business with cheap capital. Most of you are borrowing at 24%, 30% per year.
Components of the project include support for women empowerment and enterprise development services, access to finance for women entrepreneurs, enabling infrastructure and facilities for women enterprise growth, and program management, policy innovation, and evidence generation.
What our partnership is going to do is that we will take up the cost of training, the cost of accommodation of the women, so that you're able to use these services free of charge, and you can then sell those products.
The Private Sector Foundation Uganda and Uganda Industrial Research Institute are the project implementing partners.
Now, this project that you see is the largest project for women in sub-Saharan Africa, where World Bank has put in money. And it is the first largest grant Uganda has received for women. And it is only coming for the first time in the Ministry of Gender and Labour and Social Development.
Dependency on foreign technology has been cause and consequence of our inability to move to modernity. And if we got those technologies, we have to develop the human capital necessary to run those technologies and manage them. Highly skilled manpower.
The 4-year, $217 million project that will be rolled out across the country targets over 30,000 women-owned enterprises and at least 180,000 entrepreneurs. The $217 million project, abbreviated as GROW, is a holistic program that is geared at empowering the Ugandan women in business. Dennis Igoa for UBC News.
In a bid for the MK Skilling Initiative has launched a skilling center at Nasa Road to empower youth with skills in graphic designing, printing, computer skills, and combat unemployment among the youth in the country. This initiative aims at helping the youth to find employment and create their own businesses.
We're into basically also tooling someone is in agriculture to be able to acquire a very powerful tool like a tuk-tuk to move his produce at basically subsidized prices. But today we have a landmark establishment. We have started a skilling center which can empower any ordinary person to be able to come and get a skill and start working instantly. Because it is one thing to preach something, it is another thing to go ahead and put it into practice. You well know that all over East Africa, when you go to Congo, when you go to Burundi, when you go to Rwanda, the biggest demand of people who are operating printing work as well as machinery come from Uganda. So when you get the skill of machine operation, you can basically get absorbed by the market very easily. Give us your students, give us your children to be able to learn how to do these things. Not just that, you could be a politician, you could be an investor, you could be a well-wisher. We are saying if there's going to be any change that is going to happen, it has to start with us. And the MK Youth Initiative is at the forefront of making sure that we establish the skilling center to empower people with tangible skills that they can go out and basically be able to fend for themselves.
Youth today, big percentage, they don't have jobs. So if we give you this opportunity, you can even start, because it is hand-on course, you can even start open up your own business. There's no need of looking for jobs. So this MK Skill Center to be important.
Encourage the public to come around and join us for skills.
Uganda has been commended for giving alternative livelihoods like iron sheets, goats, and skilling of reformed warriors in Karamoja sub-region. An animal expert at IGAD, Dr. Wamalwa Kinyanjui, says that cattle rustling has rendered many pastoralist communities in IGAD member states poor and underdeveloped. This was at the closure of the 2-day meeting organized by IGAD and Cross-Border Community Resilience in Moroto District, Karamoja sub-region.
Pastoralist communities have practiced cattle rustling as a culture in order to increase their wealth and animals for bride price. The device has been commercialized. Experts at IGAD and stakeholders from the member states say these areas are underdeveloped.
Cattle rates, the livestock population is diminishing over time.
By South Sudan, one of participants asked that even children are kidnapped along with the animals, so they will go and become hunters.
The animal expert at IGAD, Dr. Wamarwa Chianjui, comments Uganda giving alternative livelihoods to cattle rustlers.
By given some options in life, surrender the cats and get the options in life, and it has helped to reduce this menace.
In the final day of the meeting, the land policies in IGAD member states were at the forefront.
Is slowly getting wasted. Where there used to be pasture, you realize that it is turning slowly to be a bare ground. Either is it because of the population of the livestock or because of the other human activities.
This gazetting of livestock corridors or gazetting grazing areas, dry season, wet season grazing areas, I think it's really crucial in keeping or supporting mobility of pastoralists together with the cross-border or the Trans-Man's protocol, and let bringing
the women's agenda in the land issues. You know, land is key. Right now, for us, we access and cultivate food. In this land, we access, but we don't own it. When it is time for selling land, fine, we women are out.
Uganda was commended for improving land issues.
Uganda, the rangelands have got its own policy plus enabling act to actually, recognition was given to pastoralism.
So far, there is need for cross-border migratory certificates to regulate cross-border movements.
That when you are crossing the border, the animal health authorities, the security people will know that that's your livestock. You came in with a certain number of livestock, and the health authorities know that you have vaccinated your animals are clean, then you are allowed to move. But and the certificate will be administered by the member states' authorities.
They want more attention on these corridors.
The arid lands, the range lands is a very productive area, and I think member states have now realized that this area is worth investing in. It makes a very big contribution to the GDP of member states, especially livestock. And if the area becomes prosperous, then all these issues like conflict, poverty will be reduced.
Adan says cattle rustling should be dealt with as it undermines development. Identifying animal cattle rustling is highest in South Sudan, Kenya, Ethiopia, Sudan, Uganda. Amdad District Chairperson Joseph Nangole calls for more signing of cross-border resource sharing agreements to reduce pastoralists suffering during drought.
Protecting our environment.
Ebiseera by'okuzaayo abaana mu masomero tebiteekwa kukaluubiriza n'akatono. Eno kusimba nnyiriri mpanvu, kano kalipagano ka bidduka. Simanya kuzunga na banka siripsi. Kati osobola okusasula school fees z'omwana wo ate n'okola n'ebirala ntoko ku ssimu ye ey'omu ngalo. Ekikola kyangu nnyo. Nyiga bunyizi *665*8 ogoberera ebikulagiriddwa oba okozese app ya MTN Momo. Ate kati okola ki olwaleero? MTN Mobile Money Uganda Limited erungamizibwa banka enkulu ya Uganda.
Are you a parent or guardian looking for a good and affordable school for your child? Look no further. Mandela Senior Secondary School, Hoima, is the answer. It is a boarding mixed senior secondary school offering arts and sciences. We have good science and computer laboratories, a fully stocked library, and registered with the Ministry of Education and Sports with a center number at an affordable fee structure for every parent. To register your child with Mandela SS in Hoima for the year 2023, call 0772 411 921 or 0771 850 217. Mandela SS Hoima, caring to achieve.
UBC Sports News tonight. The 2022 Stanbic Uganda Cup winners, Bull FC, enter the fray for this year's Cup tomorrow in the round of 64 against lower division Simba FC at Namulonge. The Ginger Best team that is currently enjoying a fair tail run in the Uganda Super League is approaching the game with caution and targets, a better display than last year when it finished at the round of 16.
Tomorrow we are playing against Simba FC in the Uganda Cup, our first Uganda Cup game. We are willing to go all through to win this game because we are bigger than Simba FC. We are not going to hesitate with them. We are going to have our full squad. All people are ready to play that game tomorrow. So come in big numbers, we play that game and we shall win it.
Tomorrow we are playing our first game of Stanbic Uganda Cup, the round of 64. We are playing a team which is in the region, but this is a team which is topping the table in the region, the other side. And this is our first game this season of Uganda Cup, and I think it's not going to be an easy game for us because we are playing away. But much as we are playing away and we are playing a team which is on top and it's at its home ground, we shall fight tooth and nail so that we get the 3 points out of them. We shall not take it as an easy game. We are going to put whatever it calls for so that we win it. Round of 64 is very, is the beginning, but we can't afford to lose at that level. Last season, Bull finished in the round of 16, but Uganda Cup is a tricky tournament, I would like to say. Smaller teams always intend to intimidate and frustrate bigger teams, but we are not going to say that we are going to be frustrated. But this time around, we are focusing so that at least we reach the finals of the Uganda Cup.
In Cairo, Egypt, the 2024 Thomas and Uber Cup has kicked off, featuring 8 African countries vying for glory in badminton. Uganda's female team has secured a 4-1 victory over Nigeria in a gripping Group B encounter. Usna Kobugawe's marathon match against Nigeria's Ukechukwu Deborah Uke lasted an hour, highlighting the intensity of the competition. Fadila Shamika Mohamed Rafi showcased dominance, swiftly clinching victory against Christiana Olejumoke Obasnimi in just 24 minutes. Gladys Mbabazi followed suit with the commanding win over Nigeria's Sofiat Arinola. And the duo of Fadila Shamika Mohamed Rafi and Tracy Narwoza sealed the deal with a formidable performance in the women's doubles against Nigeria's Ukechukwu Deborah and Ramatu Yakubu. However, the men's team faced a formidable challenge from the host nation Egypt, suffering a disappointing 5-0 defeat. National team captain Amos Muyanja fell short against Egypt's Abdan Hatem, while Abdiraham outmatched Uganda's Augustus Owinyi and Muzaffar Lubega succumbed to Mohamed Mustafa Kamel.
And Egypt with my team, and today we played against Nigeria. That was our first opponent, and we succeeded with a 4-1 win. So I would say it's not a bad start, and hoping for finals because I feel like Uganda is quite strong personally.
I'm glad to say that today has been a good day. We go step by step. On the ladies' side, we've managed to win our first match against Nigeria. As you know, Nigeria is a tough fighting team in both ladies and men. They are really hard fighting nation. But we've managed to win 4-1 And that step is gone, and now we are looking forward to the next step, and that will be Egypt. And we are hopeful we'll be able to perform well.
That is all we had for you at this point. We'll have another arrangement at 10 p.m. My name is Micheal Jordan Lukomwa with Elizabeth Nakako and the whole team. Let us leave you with Molen Kenyana, who has our weather forecast report here as we catch you at 10.
Well, good evening and warm welcome to tonight's weather report. My name is Molen Kenyana. We did see quite some rains coming in this afternoon across most areas within the country, and as we move into the night, we're also looking at more rains developing, especially across parts of central, midwestern Uganda. And according to our satellite analysis, we're looking at more of the rain belt starting to move, especially southwards. And that is bringing us rains, especially for areas within the southern sector. At the same time, we also have those moist northeasterly winds that are coming in towards the country. And those are bringing us rains, especially for parts of northern Uganda, as well as some areas within the eastern sector. Tomorrow morning, we do expect to start off with rains that will be across the Lake Victoria Basin, parts of central, that is areas within Nakasongola. We're looking at starting off with sunny intervals. And looking at the eastern part of the country, we do expect sunny intervals, mostly for the upper area. The area close to Lake Victoria, we're looking at light rains expected over there. And for the western sector, we're looking at sunny intervals for midwestern as well as southwestern Uganda. The Rwenzori area as well as Cabo de Helens, we're looking at light rains over there. The northern part of the country, we are expecting a mix of clouds and sunshine. Now later in the afternoon, we do expect some rains to develop across areas within central as well as the Lake Victoria Basin. Quite a warm one for Nakasongola at 29. We do expect that Kampala will be at 27 degrees. Eastern Uganda will also be having those rains again, and the area close to Lake Victoria, that will be accompanied by thunder showers with a warm 30 degrees for Soroti. Now looking at the western part of the country, we also will be looking at more rains developing over the area. A warm day for Kasese at 29 and quite a chilly one for Cabo de Helens, but quite normal for this time of the year. That is at 24 degrees. The northern part of the country, we do expect those rains to develop, especially for the Chioga area towards central north, but the Karamoja region remains with mostly sunny intervals with a warm 31 degrees. Some of the cities that we have for you across the world, we're looking at London having mostly cloudy conditions. Sunny intervals are forecast for Cairo, and we're also looking at sunny conditions for Dubai, with temperatures going up to 28 degrees. Similar temperatures forecast for Nairobi, that is at 28 degrees with sunny intervals in the afternoon. That brings us to the end of tonight's weather report. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Molen Kenyana. Wishing you a good night.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Hi Fifi, how are you?
I'm fine. Baby, whenever I eat chips and chicken, I feel stomachache, joint pain and body weakness.
My dear, go to MX Nutrition Center and learn the best food for your body. And get treatment according to your blood group.
Are you sure?
Yes.
By the way, do you know your blood group, genotype, and how much you need to exercise? Come to Timex Nutrition Center for professional advice on how to manage your health and immune boosting. At Timex, we treat diseases like diabetes, arthritis, ulcers, obesity, pressure, and many more. For details, find us at our headquarters in Kampala on Nasa Road, Conrad Plaza, 2nd floor. We also have a branch in Barara, or call us on 0758 819952 or 0778 288361. Timex, be your own doctor.
A very good evening, you children tuned into UBC TV. We thank you so much for watching. Welcome back from the news, and now I warmly welcome you to the Nutrition Talk, where we talk about nutrigenomics, mainly the right food for your body and how you get to know that this is what I have to eat because of who I am. We normally sit down here with Dr. Ismail Tamale. He comes from Timex Nutrition Center, and nutrigenomics is what they do. What nutrigenomics is, like I've said, it is all about knowing the right food to eat for the right growth and existence of your body. Doctor is already here. We get questions from you, and we set an exam for him that he sits. So he is going to sit for an end of year exam, I think, this evening, today being our very last program for the year 2023. Doctor, you're welcome.
Thank you very much. Good evening, viewers, and thank you for tuning on UBC at this hour to listen to Timex Nutrition Center program about your health.
Yep.
Here in Timex Nutrition Center, as the presenter has presented, we mainly deal with food. We treat you using food. Actually, you treat yourself using food. You become a doctor for yourself. So that's what the nutrigenomics was trying to tell you. So when you come to Timex Nutrition Center, we determine your blood group, your genetic information, then we advise you on what foods to eat, which are compatible to our blood group and genotype, what exercises to do, and lifestyle strategies to adopt to be very healthy. And of course, if you do that, then you would have got your health in your hands. You forget about sicknesses and ailments. You will prevent and at the same time treat conditions that may be coming to you. Maybe for people who have just tuned in, usually we tell people that most of the ailments that you see disturbing people, like diabetes mellitus, high blood pressure, joint pains, asthma, sinuses, fibroids, and a multitude of many ailments, many of them, there are no pathogens which cause them. Pathogens are microorganisms which cause diseases. These diseases like diabetes, pressure, and so on, there are no microorganisms. Secondly, these diseases, as I've mentioned them all, there is nowhere in the world where they vaccinate against them. That, today come to State Square, we are going to vaccinate against high blood pressure, against diabetes. It is impossible. It will not be there globally. The scientists have done all research in all other things, but vaccinating diabetes, high blood pressure, cardiac problems, joint pains is not there.
I don't think even police would handle that line.
So where is the answer to all these problems? These diseases are caused by the foods you eat, they are prevented by the foods you eat, and they are treated by the foods you eat. But the question now, which foods must you eat to avoid the diseases, prevent them, and treat them? That's our main concern and work at Timex Nutrition Center. So when you come, you'd have solved that problem. So falling sick becomes by choice, and treating diseases becomes very easy.
Thank you so much.
It is not very easy, however, as long as you have got the diet wrong, medicine is going to be of very little use to you, because you are taking medications, but you are taking the foods which are continuing to create the problem. And when the diet is right for you, then you'll find the healing being very easy and quick.
Thank you so much, Doctor. I was imagining if KCC would advertise, like they used to do with COVID, that we are vaccinating cancer today, or
high blood pressure, or diabetes, or joint pains, or ulcers.
There would be a line from Ginger Road, Kituguma House, up to City Square, another one from City Square up to around Bakuli.
So these diseases, ladies and gentlemen, are vaccinated in your house,
even police
in your cups, in your plates, and in your glasses. The medications for these diseases I've mentioned are not going to be, you are not going to look for them in hospitals, in India, in Germany, in America. No, they are in your kitchen. House. That's why you see quite a number of times you see people being taken out. They think they will get medication from there. They come back, problems come back, they are taken back, they are brought back. And usually, more often than ever, at the airport, third route, we welcome coffins. Because you have left the food in your house. I mean the medicines in your house. So the medicine is in your house. You are the best doctor for yourself. So,
Doctor, let's go to our exam tonight. I'm starting with Mr. John Musene from Bali. He says, I have been treating hemorrhoids for 3 years and even underwent a surgery. These hemorrhoids go and come back. How can I be helped at Timex Nutrition Center? His name is John Musene,
now,
and he watches us from Bali.
John, for the benefit of information for viewers, he's talking about hemorrhoids. They are going and coming. Let's first of all find out what are hemorrhoids. What is he talking about? Actually, in a layman's language, hemorrhoids are wounds which develop around the anus.
Okay.
Okay. And
among males?
Among males and females. And okay. They don't have age, they don't have sex, they don't have gender.
Okay.
And you don't feel them most of the time. You only find yourself, you are going to the toilet and then you find you have blood on your toilet paper. You will not feel pain at the moment, but then as they're going to coming up, they're going to coming up. And actually, that also comes slightly in relation to piles. Piles now is when as if the intestine is coming out. Many people have been suffering this also. Because when you are talking of, as we are answering Mr. Musene, we should also help those who have piles. Because piles and hemorrhoids, they're almost in the same room. Now, what is the major cause of these hemorrhoids and piles? 90% of the major cause of these problems is constipation. As long as constipation means inability, having a lot of difficulty to go for a long call. So, as we saw the other time when people get constipated, you have all these stuffs, the food piling up in the large intestine, and water is being drained out, so the feces become harder. So you find somebody is using a lot of force to push, and as he's pushing out this hard stuff, they bruise the pus as they are going out, and because of the too much pressure, it seems as if the intestine is coming out. Now, unless you go back and treat constipation, these hemorrhoids and piles cannot go away. So that's why the problem is something you have been having. So, and what is causing the constipation? Constipation is nothing else. The major cause of constipation, about 90%, is eating foods not compatible to your blood group and genotype. So, that's why what you have to do, Mr. Musene, is to come to Timex Nutrition Center. First and foremost, we shall genotype you and tell you the foods.
This video illustrates how food moves within the intestine.
It moves in the, yes.
To
and
the
then
last
maybe
point.
we'll see to the last part. I hope we will show something about constipation, because when you get constipated, that's where the problem comes in. I hope we will show you, we shall look at it. Then maybe it will give you an insight of exactly what happens.
Okay, let's be moving on.
Yeah, so that is what will help you to get rid of the hemorrhoids. If you don't come to change your diet and you continue having hard stool and constipation, you even go for the 4th operation.
Okay.
So that is mainly that. Actually, as we saw the other time, constipation has quite a number of ailments. It even causes things like a diverticulosis. When you have that big intestine starts having pockets, things like elongation of the intestine, redundant colon, all those are caused by constipation. So appendicitis. So it is better you come and we first of all put the stomach right, remove the constipation. We shall tell you the foods to eat, exercises to do. We shall give you some few supplements to reconstruct your stomach, not to give you the area, but to reconstruct the stomach. And once the stomach is reconstructed, then it will be, that means you'll be going to the toilet normally. Now you see, for example, if you look at the diagram, as the stuff, when the stuff stays there for a long time, you show it in another diagram. You know, when the weight constipated, you start using a lot of energy at times to push these things. At times even they come and clog there. Like when, for example, when you look at the next video that will come, I think you will show it. So this is why, Mr. Musene, you are having this problem. Actually, you are lucky, you are having hemorrhoids, but if you are not careful, even piles will come. So you rather come and you work on the stomach, then the piles and hemorrhoids will go. Now if you look at the next video, I mean, if you look at that picture, it shows you constipation. I think the people in this
stuff comes during different times.
Now when it comes, when the I don't know whether viewers are seeing this. If you look at this, now once the stuff starts piling itself there, now you find yourself, you see that things, the colon is like a balloon. So the things go piling themselves there. And when they are piling themselves in that place, different one thing is taking place. Water is being sucked out. Because once that stuff, like water is being sucked out.
So it becomes hard.
Yeah, it becomes harder. Now, you are going to use a lot of force. Now, you see how somebody's going to, that's what happens when people get constipated. Constipated inability for people to go to the toilet in 24 hours. Now, when the things start piling there, you use a lot of force to get out. In that force, they bruise the path. And at times, it seems as if the intestine is coming out. That's what happens. So he's using a lot of force.
Those bruises and
the bruises will be here at the end where the poop is supposed to come out, around that. Those, the wall of that colon will be bruised.
Okay.
And at times that the intestine is if it's coming out. So that's why the people fight to put them back. But that is mainly, constipation is one of the major causes of that. So if you address constipation, then those problems will go out.
You address constipation through what you eat.
Through what you eat.
So, Mr. Musene, that is the point. Come to Timex Nutrition Center. The problem will be handled and you will be fine. I have had ulcers for 4 years. I've used a lot of drugs and pylori kits in vain. How can you help me at Timex? Do they cure completely? This is Anthony Damusanga. He is from Kamuli.
Okay. Mr. Damsang, first of all, if you look at ulcers per se, in a common man's language, if you, moving away from the scientific system, ulcers are just wounds which develop in the stomach. They can develop in 2 points. They can have what we call gastric ulcers when they are in the middle of the stomach, or at the end of the stomach as it's moving into the intestine. Those are called duodenal ulcers, or at the esophagus as they are moving towards, as the food is coming to the stomach, esophageal ulcer. Now, these are the major points where these ulcers come. Now, most of the time, the major causes of ulcers are mainly 2. 1 is excess acid in the stomach, and 2 is H. pylori. But however, you have used all these pylori causes and the ulcers are not going. The best way to treat, first of all, the major cause of ulcers, ladies and gentlemen, is diet. It's diet which is the major cause of ulcers. You talk of H. pylori, yes, but why is XY not having H. pylori? Why don't we have H. pylori ulcers? Everybody would be having ulcers because H. pylori, everybody will be having ulcers because we have acids in the stomach. But it is mainly diet which come as a result, underutilization of the acid in the stomach, and also that bacteria called H. pylori, which likes especially the blood group O's. That's why ulcers are more prevalent among the blood group O's. Because blood group O, they have natural rate of acids. And if they are eating wrong foods, to which the acid is underutilized, the acid remains in the stomach and starts burning the stomach walls. Then also the acid remains in the stomach and it starts reacting. If you have done some chemistry and you put reagents in a conical flask, they start reacting, bringing heat and the gas coming out, and then they start hitting the valves as if they are the gas wants to get out of the stomach. They start burning around the esophagus. Then at times the duodenum. So the only thing you have to do is, Mr. Damsanga, to come to Timex Nutrition Center. We shall tell you what foods to eat, compatible to your blood group and genotype. We shall give you some few supplements, which you take for about 30 days. You will not see ulcers again, on condition you will follow the diet we have told you. Because ulcers are caused by different foods to different body systems.
Yes.
That's why I see each type of body system we treat itself as different. If your blood group O hunt and you have ulcers, we shall treat you differently from a blood group A teacher with ulcers. Why? Each ulcer condition differs from one body system to another. That's why maybe you are using the pylori kit, they are not helping you, maybe your body system is not responding to that. So that is mainly how we treat these ulcers. H. pylori likes blood group O so much because blood group O does not have, it has fucus on its antigen, on its, it has fucus as the only isolated, let's say, antigen on it.
What is fucus? I want my viewer to understand properly.
You see, for the blood groups are characterized by what we call blood sugar antigens. And each blood group has a particular antigen. Okay, blood group O could be neutral, but we call it has what we call fucus is an antigen on it. We call it fucus. While A, they have fucus, they have N-acetylglycosamine, B have D-galactose, then they have fucus, then AB has all. Now, that's why for blood group O, because it has fucus isolated, H. pylori likes it so much. That's why some of the major sufferers of H. pylori is blood group O.
Okay.
That's why if you don't come as a blood group or Timex Nutrition Center to put the diet right and know what to do, you find ulcers will come in nuisance. And actually, if you leave them for a long time, these wounds become nuisances. They can even become cancerous and start getting cancer of the stomach. So, Mr. Damsanga, come to Timex Nutrition Center. We shall genotype you. We shall tell you what to do. We shall give you some supplements for a very short time of about 30 days, and within 2 weeks, 3 weeks, ulcers will be normal. Those who have come to Timex Nutrition Center, they can tell you this.
Okay.
Of course, other things that could cause you ulcers would be some medication and so on, but not everybody is swallowing medicine to have the ulcers. So 90% of the major causes mainly food.
My name is Kunihira Joan, 53 years old, blood group O+ hunter. I visited Timex when I had severe joint pains, arthritis, which completely cured. Amen. Now, you told me to eat red meat, which is beef, i.e. cow and goat's meat. Won't this give me fats and high cholesterol again? Or won't I get other diseases?
Kunihira Joan.
Yes.
You have to.
She didn't write where she watched it from.
Okay, Joan, you have to understand one thing. There is a very, very big difference between the fats which you put on our body, which we call the adipose fats, and the fats which are found in the animals which we eat. It is not true that when you eat the fats in the animal, they become also fats in your body system. No. Otherwise, the process by which fats in our body system are formed is a purely independent chemical process. Purely independent chemical process. And it all depends on the blood group and genotype. That's why you see, when you look at, first of all, okay, you talked of the beef, okay? Cows have fats, okay? Now, which fats are they eating to have the fats? Yes, they are eating grass 100%. And the chemical body system, the chemical reaction that takes place in the animal itself, turn this grass it has eaten into fat. Even your human being, if you are eating foods incompatible with your body system, they will be turned into fats. Now, for example, your blood group O, I think you said you're O hunter. If you're O hunter and you are taking things like avocado, things like eggplants, things like a dodo, things like ntula, what? You are going to get cholesterol and fats because this body system is not compatible with those foods. Instead, when you take meat, it will reduce your cholesterol. It will make you lose weight and get your. That's why when people come to Timex Nutrition Center, surely they get completely confused because they will tell you, but you see, I'm surprised I'm taking meat and chicken and so on, and I'm reducing weight. Yeah. Yes, he came when he was purely, he had made himself a vegetarian and he was putting on more weight. A lot of weight. And a lot of cholesterol. So that is the whole thing about. So don't mind about what they say that it's not the fats in the animal that gives you the fats. Actually, when you eat these meats of the cows and so on, those will help you to reduce your weight. Because her body type, because your body type is compatible to that. So don't get worried about who tell you that when you eat meat you get no. Of course, their particular body system, like I think GT5 warrior, if they take a meat, they put on weight.
Okay.
I mean, they will get fat.
But for Ninsima's...
But for you, a hunter, you take meat, no fat. Warrior, you take meat, you get fat. So that's why the whole thing is all about who you are.
And then the food that you eat.
And the food that you eat.
Let's go to Ninsima Caroline. She's in Mbuya, 41 years old. Why do I always get UTIs? Yet my husband, every time we go for a checkup, he tests negative. Is it food related also? These are people who eat in the same place.
Now, Caroline, urethral tract infections for people, maybe UTI, people who are just watching and they don't know these medical terms. UTI means urethral tract infections. Those are the infections that usually manifest themselves in the private parts of people. Now, it is very common for UTIs to come in your body even when you have not had sex and even when you have gone to the cleanest toilet.
Really?
Yes, they will come.
How
if
then?
As long as you are
because
eating,
first make the first part clear. You have the cleanest toilet that you go to. You're safe from them with your partner.
Exactly.
You're safe of them.
Yes.
How else?
One, you see, most of the private parts, especially for women and so on, there are a lot of bacteria which exist there naturally.
Okay.
Now, even for men. Now, once you eat wrong foods and the immune system sort of falls down a bit, they will manifest themselves. They become a nuisance. They become a nuisance. Why? Now, they have now managed to get access. Because, for example, I'll give you an example. One of the UTIs that disturb women is Candida. Okay? Now, in the private parts of a woman usually, there are some bacteria called vagina flora, which are supposed to protect the vagina against Candida.
Yes.
Now, if somebody starts making himself either taking antibiotics, they will kill the bacteria, and when they kill the bacteria, the Candida will manifest. Then others, they do dodging, they try to use a lot of medicated things, and then eventually they kill the bacteria, the Candida will come in, because you have killed the protectors of the Candida. See, the body system, God made it such a way, it has the protective system.
Okay.
It's like, for example, in the digestive system, God put there what we call the intestinal flora. These bacteria are very good bacteria, they help in digesting the foods we eat. That's why when you take a lot of antibiotics and you are doing the anti-constipation by force, using the anti-laxatives, all these medicines that will wash away the stomach, the intestinal flora will go away. When the intestinal flora goes away,
now the stomach is on its own. Naturally.
Now it has nothing, there are no more bacteria to digest the food.
Yes.
So you're going to get constipated. Then you are going to look for the anti-constipation therapy.
It is the same science this side as well.
It's the same science this side. And actually, this UTIs is mainly it's a big problem for people who are GT6 nomads. Those are usually blood group Bs, and GT4 explorer. GT4 explorer can be in a blood group. So usually they are major victims of these UTIs. They come and actually they have people come when marriage is about to break down. So you know, it's because you see the woman comes and says, they are coming even after 2 weeks, even after 3 weeks, they are coming, they are going, I'm tired of going to hospital, I'm tired of taking my medication. Let's go and check you. You go to check the man doesn't have. Then the man says, you know where you are getting this disease? Where are you getting them? They have checked me, I don't have. That means maybe you are somewhere else, you are busy with somebody else. And because it's a very big problem.
Actually, you said these bacteria, whenever the immune system goes down, they manifest. I was somewhere and somebody was explaining to people, and he said, during pregnancy, ladies have this problem so much.
The immune system goes down.
It's because the immune system has gone down.
Exactly. That's
Okay.
it. That's it.
Okay.
Actually, it's something. People have changed the pants. They do what? They say these are cotton pants. They throw them away. They boil them. And all. That is not the issue. The issue, come and change your diet and eat foods which will support your body system. Then those problems will be no more.
Even when you're pregnant or whatever condition.
Yeah. As long as you have the immune system is kept at it. Because you see, basically what we do is empower the body system to have its
Fight for its
immune
own.
system, to fight its own wars. The body system are not supposed to rely on the mercenaries of herbs, what, this and that, medications. No, they can sustain themselves only and only if they have given the right foods.
Okay. I came to Timex and I was told I am GT3T body type. I need to know when eating, how should I eat food? I don't know what she means by that, or he means. Can I take food first and water last? Then you told me to eat brown rice. Is pilau okay for me? Doctor, why are you laughing? Pilau is not white. How about brown bread? There are a number of questions in one. Can I take food? Okay, how should I eat food? Can I take food first, then water last? That is the first area. You told me to eat brown rice. Is pilau okay? This person may attend all the events near in his neighborhood.
Okay, your blood group.
How about brown bread?
Okay, let me start with the foods first of all. When we talk of brown rice, this is a species of rice which is brown. It comes from the garden.
Brown.
When it's brown.
Hey, doctor, I've been serving food with people many times.
Yes.
And they insist to have brown rice, which is pilau, because they have been told this is healthier than
No, that the pilau you see is white rice dyed brown. It is white rice dyed brown.
So there is rice that is naturally
It is naturally brown. When we talk of brown rice, we talk of this rice comes from the garden when it's brown.
So
it's a species of rice.
Okay, what does the color, its brownness, have to do with diet?
It's brown, it's species and genetic makeup.
Yes.
Helps a lot as a fiber, it reduces things like diabetes, it helps in fighting cholesterol. It has a lot of added advantages over the other rice.
Okay.
So that's why it's a very good type of rice, especially for blood group A's. So for losing weight and so on. So the brown rice comes from the garden when it's brown. There are very few farmers of brown rice here in Uganda. That's most of the brown rice comes from India. That's where most of the farms are. It has a lot of techniques and complications in growing it. It's not grown easily like other rices. That's why it is. For those who are taking it, definitely you know it has a premium price. It's expensive. It's expensive because it is health itself.
Okay.
Then you talked of whole
brown bread.
Brown bread. Similarly, when we talk of whole wheat bread, we are not talking of the brown. This brown bread, you see brown bread. This is also white baking flour.
Turned brown.
Turned brown. White wheat turned brown.
Okay.
Now, this whole wheat bread, the type of, when you tell you the whole wheat bread, it means the wheat is harvested from the garden and it does not undergo any purification system. They just crush it and then
I didn't understand that.
So that is what we call the whole wheat bread. People are making mistakes. We tell them go and take whole wheat bread. They are going in bakeries and they say, that brown bread, give me.
We take the color.
Brown bread, they take
not
the
the
color.
real
Is it brown bread?
content of
Yes.
the bread.
Is it salty? Yes, give me. No, that's not what we mean.
So brown bread is made from I would say brown wheat.
From which as it gets from. If you look at that bread, I think that's a whole wheat bread. You see, they bring the wheat as it is, crush it, and then make the bread. Actually, when you eat as if you are eating grass in the stomach, in the mouth.
It's somehow hard, somehow crunchy.
It is not very palatable.
Yes,
it has a lot of health benefits, especially for blood group A's and ABs. For all bread is any type of wheat, no go area. So that is where that's the difference. So you have to understand what brown bread is and whole wheat bread is. What brown rice and what brown. The other question he asked, how should I eat? Now, when you came, I think, I don't know how we missed it, but we told you to what we call food layering. Food layering is very, very, very important for your stomach health.
What is food layering?
Food layering is...
I don't want to leave anyone behind.
Food layering is how should you eat your foods?
Yes.
As you are moving on. For example, there is a buffet.
Where do I start with a meal?
Where should I start a meal? For food layering, start with water.
Hey.
Yes. Because, and I'll tell you why. Start with water, take a juice if it is there, take some fruits if they are there, take some vegetables if they are there, end up with food and meat, and finish. Now, each of these foods I've mentioned has what called a period of time in the stomach before it goes into the intestine. Between the stomach and the intestine, there is a valve, a pyloric valve. The valve has a sensor. So when you take water, it will sense it's water, it will open. Water goes 0 hour. When you take fruits, juice, 15 minutes, it will sense 15 minutes are over, the fruits will go to the intestine. When you put in the vegetables, there's about 20 minutes, it will sense they are done, they go to the. Then the food, about maybe 40 minutes, it will sense to go down. Then meat, usually it takes about 2.5 hours, it will sense to go down.
Meat takes.
So by the time you finish eating, all these things you ate first have gone down to the intestine, they're no longer in the stomach. Now let's reverse it. Now if you reverse, a greedy man starting eating meat because he thinks that
somebody may come and they tell you
because they think the meat will get finished from the buffet.
Actually, the most funny one. Now, for us, we take water last, so because after eating, that's when I feel thirsty.
A greedy man will start with the meat. Then he eats the meat is about 3 hours. So when the meat reaches the pyloric valve, the pyloric valve will say 3 hours we can't open.
It means the rest will have to wait.
They have to wait. Now you are taking food, you are taking fruits, you are taking water, which is 0 hour. They all pile on top. That's why such a man or a woman, after eating food, he starts belching, things as if things are coming back. They start dosing after meals because the things are stuck in the stomach. And now there is also...
Doctor, let me first ask you. Right from our science, P4, P3, table manners at home, even some medical people like yourself have been telling people to take water last.
You see, initially, this idea of taking desserts and so on, actually they came from France and so on, because we are copying the French model. But if you go deep in the villages, they will tell the people, take a meat last. The traditional people, but people don't know why we are telling people eating meat last.
In our traditional homes, a guest may come. Actually, it was just bad manners to eat meat last, to start with meat. Fighting Mululu,
so that is what happened. That's why I say many people suffer indigestion, poor food layering. Now after eating all those things, he puts on water. Now he moves as if there is a jerrycan of water in the stomach.
Because the water is not
can't go. The pyloric valve is saying, meat is here. It has to spend 3 hours. So all of you wait in the queue. So you pile the things in the food. By the time somebody finishing eating food, the stomach is there, he's belching, he's dozing, he's feeling uncomfortable. Why? You have altered the
right order.
So that is the order which Mr. I didn't put in what is in name, I don't know. But that's how we should be eating the foods, and that allows for proper digestion. It helps in weight control. It helps in having no issues at all, like belching, heartburns, and so on and so on and so on. Yes.
Wow. What foods will you recommend me to eat? We shall spend at least a minute on this. What foods will you recommend me to eat to lose weight? We don't miss this question every week, every month we come here. I have tried all things like exercises, fasting, etc., but in vain. Please help me. This is Anita Chola. She's watching us from Gulu.
Now, what foods should you eat to lose weight?
Yes.
What foods have you been eating to gain the weight?
Wow, I love the
So that is where we begin from.
Okay.
You don't. The food is what the most important thing is to remove the foods you've been eating, which have been giving you weight. So what you have to do, Annette, you have to come to Timex Nutrition Center. Then, first of all, we shall genotype you, know your blood group and genotype. Then we shall recommend for you foods which are compatible with your body system. Then those will not give you weight. Then we shall remove the weight. We shall give you some food supplements, which will help you to remove the excess weight that you have. Then after it has gone, it will never come back. But you cannot fight weight when you are busy eating foods which are adding on weight. You lose 2 kilograms and put on 3. And 10. Weight, maybe ladies and gentlemen, I think you have, as you said, you spend a minute here.
On weight, this particular question.
What people, you take weight as a joke. But what is weight? When somebody is made in his mother's womb, you know, genes go on sitting and deciding organs. But the first organs to be decided is the height. That this person who is being created, his height will be 170 centimeters. And therefore, his weight must not exceed 70. Okay? After that calculation is done by the genes, then the rest of the organs are made. So, if you are meant to be 70, your heart was made for 70, the legs are supposed to carry 70, the pancreas is supposed to bring insulin for 70 kilograms, and everything is tailored for maximum.
Is 70. In that line.
Now, the moment you start growing up and become 70, 80, 90, you go out of your normal weight, then you have successfully processed your visa and passport towards your grave. What remains now is buying air tickets, either Cancer Express, high blood pressure, because the body organs were meant for 70. Now you are making them to work for 90.
You're stretching.
So you are stretching them. It's like you have a motor vehicle, a Kamunya, it carries 14 people. For you to say to put there 40 people, take it to Guru, it will come back. Take it to cover, it will come back. After 3 months,
it will be down.
Mine, which is carrying only 14 to Guru, it will can even spend a year. So that's why you should take weight as very, very important. In fact, one of the reasons why people in the rural areas survive, even though they are not taking this diet so much, they are not on, is
the situation forces them.
The situation forces them to have normal weights. First of all, they work a lot, they move miles to look for what to eat. Then they don't have a lot of money to be eating pork every day, taking this every day. No, they don't
cooking
take sugar.
Oil, sugar.
So yeah, so if you went to a typical rural area, you find people small. You don't find, if you find the fat one.
For us, we get to think Mbera and B.
But that, yes.
Actually, they are living the right way.
That's why they go. You find somebody at age 90, he's still riding his bicycle. If you find the fatty people in the areas, either they are having tailor shops, or they are having wholesale shops, or they are dealing in produce.
They can afford sugar and milk. Something about the exercise, doctor, before we leave this question.
So, and the exercises are not to lose weight.
People who deal in coffee, the villages, are the fat ones. Oh my goodness.
The exercises are not meant for you to lose weight. They are meant to keep a very strong immune system and a body which is fit. Otherwise, if they are meant to lose weight, people like footballers would be like ghosts in the field. They are always doing exercises one match after another.
Yeah.
But you find them there.
He plays for 90 minutes.
90 minutes.
In a tournament where he plays 8 games.
So the whole issue about exercises is to keep they are very, very good. They keep the body system healthy.
Doctor, you see, you have shared that information here a lot. Can a fat person achieve a good immune system when they do exercise?
Yeah. I've seen it, because there are times where somebody comes and you see he's really fat, but then you find his pressure and diabetes is normal. Then you ask him, I've been doing exercises.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. But eventually, as the body organs go on failing, eventually problems will come in. But temporarily, it prolongs.
This is Mukuya Fred. He's watching us from Mitiana. He says he came to Timex and he was told he is O+ GTIH. I had serious allergies which cured. Can my wife, who is also O+, eat the same foods like myself?
You see, Mr. Mukuye, and to all viewers, here we are in Timex Nutrition Center. We don't talk of a blood group diet. That one is outdated. That is 1997. We are talking of a genotype diet. You may be a blood group O plus when you were a hunter. And another one is a blood group O plus, is an explorer.
Yes.
Another one is O plus, is a gatherer. The foods differ. Why you know blood group O plus hunter can take a matoke and chicken and sweet potatoes. Blood group O explorer, they don't take matoke, they don't take sweet potatoes. So it's not that because they are same blood group, you eat the same foods. No. Actually, you may find that you may be the same blood group and eating the same foods, and you end up having a lot of issues. Why? Because the genotypes differ. So you just bring your wife and you genotype him. For you are O hunter, maybe for him is an O explorer. So you have to bring her, and here the foods differ. If she's going to eat your foods, she's going to have elements.
So you can only share food if you're the same blood group?
No, if you're the same genotype.
Genotype.
Yeah.
This one,
for example,
a
blood group A can be an explorer, and the O explorer and the B explorer, they have the same foods.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am GT4E, and you told me to eat ghee but drop milk. What is the difference?
Now you see,
ghee is a product from milk.
Yes. When milk is in its form, one of the most dangerous things, why milk is a bit not very healthy for the human, is because of the lactose. Milk has a type of sugar called lactose. Okay? That lactose in the stomach of the young animals, they have an enzyme called renin, which is supposed to work on that lactose. Now, human being, you don't have enzymes to work on that lactose, so you cannot break down that sugar. That's why you have seen quite a number of times. This is why the scientists are trying to formulate, make this Formula 1, Formula 2, Formula 3. It's an attempt to break down that lactose to see whether it can be absorbed in the body system. So that's why milk is not very good for most of our consumptions, because we don't have enzymes to break the lactose.
Okay.
However, when milk moves from milk to ghee, okay, muzigo, now the lactose is broken down into lactic acid. That lactic acid is very, 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 very good for human consumption. And actually, every genotype is encouraged to take as much ghee as possible. Ghee is very, very good because it has lactic acid, which helps in digestion, it helps in absorption of nutrients into the body system. That's why, actually, the major purpose of milk should be mainly used to make byproducts. The byproducts of milk are very, 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 very good for humans, especially for each particular. That's why you see there is cheese, type of cheese. There are those who take a oregano cheese, others take a cheddar cheese, but ghee for everybody. It's very, very, very good. So that's the problem with the lactose. Now, in the highly developed economies, for example, I don't know whether in East Africa here we have begun it, but the other time I was in America, I think 3 months ago, I found that for them in their supermarkets, they have what they call lactose-free milk. They get that milk and remove the lactose. That one at least is better.
Okay.
Yeah.
But again, you people tell us to avoid processed things.
You see, everything comes with a cost. Okay? It's like this formulated milk. Of course, it has a lot of things that they have to add there and to make it, to try to make Formula 1, Formula 2, Formula 3. That's why some health workers don't recommend mothers to take this formula.
This tinned milk. Okay. Our final one, it comes from Mr. Bahemu Kapita. He is in Masindi. Doctor, the other time a caller confessed that you cured his diabetes mellitus. I was told that I have diabetes. Can you also cure me? How much is your medicine for diabetes? Does it cure for good? First of all, can you cure him? That is one. Two, how much is the medicine he wants to prepare? And after he has paid,
you see,
is he assured of curing for good?
He's called Peter. Peter, let's understand diabetes, the disease you're suffering from. As I introduced this program, I said there is no microorganism which causes that disease, diabetes, and there is nowhere in the world where they vaccinate against diabetes. Diabetes is brought by your foods you are eating, and is prevented by the foods and treated by the foods. Actually, what we do, we don't even treat diabetes. No, what we do, you come, we advise you on what foods to eat and not to eat, exercises to do, lifestyle strategies. We'll give you some few supplements which you take for short time, about 30 days. Then the body system starts fighting the diabetes itself. Because what is the problem with diabetes? The problem of diabetes is not, what is diabetes? Diabetes is having excess sugars into the blood. Most of the medication tries to regulate the sugars in the blood. But for us, that's not what we're looking at. We are looking at, why do you have excess sugars in the blood?
Yes. Clear that.
Either the beta cells in the pancreas are not producing insulin, diabetes 1, or the insulin that is being produced by the beta cells in the pancreas, the body is resistant to them, it cannot use them for metabolism. So what our major concentration is, reconstruct the pancreas, give it what it needs, then it readjusts itself, then you start producing insulin which the body can use. And after doing that, then the sugar levels will start coming down. You remain with the control medication for some time because you need to control the sugar levels in the blood at the same time when you are stopping what is causing the sugar levels to go up. So after a period of time, about 30 days, you find that the sugar levels goes on stabilizing, and you don't need to stabilize them now artificially in the blood. Then you continue eating your foods and the diabetes should go.
Okay.
It will come back if you invite it. You can't eat foods you are not supposed to eat again, it will come back.
That's the red carpet for it to come back.
That's the red carpet for it to come back. Because that's why it is not, it's not actually a disease. Diabetes is not a disease. It's just a condition. Conditions can always be mended, but they can always come back if you mess up again.
So you have answered 2 questions. He can really cure.
Yes.
You have the knowledge to cure him.
Yep.
How much?
Because now,
what I hear in your submission, it is not tablets that you're going to give him, but you will show him how to do it.
Of course, genotyping,
so how much?
Will do 140,000. Very little money, about 140,000. Then he'll take some few food supplements, about 1, 2, 3, or 4. Those will be a different price. Then he takes them once in a lifetime.
Okay.
And then he continues eating the right foods. He will continue with his chemical medication for some time until when his doctor tells him, stop. I think now the sugar levels, he will go on reducing medication until you stabilize. So instead of, because now if you continue Mr. Bahemuka right now, they will continue increasing dosage of the diabetes medicine until you reach the...
Doctor, we have to hand over to newsroom. Bahemuka, come to Timex Nutrition Center, face doctor in person or the people he works with. That is just our parting shot in a statement as we wind up, doctor.
Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Ugandans who are listening to this program, I advise you to love your health. We have 2 sets of people, and I also appeal to them to help us. The one are the food industry.
Okay.
They make the very good foods we are eating, but they don't care about our health. Then you have the health section, the health factor, the health. Then when we have the health department, which caters so much about our health, but doesn't care what we are eating.
Yes.
And that's where the problem comes in. So make sure that you become cautious of what we are eating. We are going through the festival seasons. Make sure that you don't eat a lot. If you have not come to Timex, try to see people think, because even we don't eat a lot, eat moderate foods that could help you. Do exercises before you come to Timex. Just maintain at least with a weight, a very good weight. Try.
Thank you so much,
Timex Nutrition Center and you get the final.
His name is Dr. Ismail Tamari. He comes from Timex Nutrition Center. It's there on your screen, even the telephone numbers. You can reach out to them for whatever knowledge we share here. You will have it face to face, live. My name is Micheal Jordan Lukomwa. The Prince himself is here about to give you the news tonight. Wish you the best. Bye-bye. Happy Merry Christmas.
Sure that you become cautious of what we are eating. We are going to the festivals.
I Fifi. How are you?
I'm fine. Bobby, whenever I eat chips and chicken, I feel stomachache, joint pain, and body weakness.
My dear, go to Timex Nutrition Center and learn the best food for your body. And get treatment according to your blood group.
Are you sure?
Yes.
By the way, do you know your blood group, genotype, and how much you need to exercise? Come to Timex Nutrition Center for professional advice on how to manage your health and immune boosting. At Timex, we treat diseases like diabetes, arthritis, ulcers, obesity, pressure, and many more. For details, find us at our headquarters in Kampala on Nasa Road, Conrad Plaza, 2nd floor. We also have a branch in Barara, or call us on 0758 819952 or 0778 288361. Timex, be your own doctor.
UBC, inspiring Uganda. This week on UBC.
I grew up rather protected and pampered by my siblings and daddy. Yes, and my dad.
Daddy's girl.
But at the same time, I was a very serious girl.
Focused.
Focused, not this spoiled girl.
Yes.
I don't think I ever gave my parents a headache.
I'm sure that you will like this. Just sit back.
At the end of the term, they asked my father to come and officiate and give trophies. And I was one of those girls, because I worked hard, that was supposed to get the trophy. But also because I was very shy, when it came to my turn, instead of coming up the stage, I went and hid. Looking for me everywhere. Very embarrassed. My father is standing there with a trophy in his hand. His own daughter is not showing up. The teachers
for you, hidden.
Me, I'm hiding. I didn't know what was in my mind, so I really took a lot of teasing from that incident from the children. But that was me growing up.
They made fun of you everywhere.
Very hard. Yes. So I had to work really hard to get rid of my shyness, which I did eventually.
A fellow sister. And that's none other than Helen Bugari.
Not everyone can do everything.
But somebody can do something.
Yes.
Oh.
Meaning you can contribute. Whatever you contribute, in whatever way makes a difference.
A new dawn on Behind the Headlines with me, Timothy Nyangweso. Every Wednesday, live in our studios in the heart of Kampala, we have conversations that have analysis, explanation, but not every truth is fact, and not every fact is truth. Every Wednesday, 10 p.m. on your public broadcaster.
All on your public broadcaster, UBC, inspiring Uganda.
buli munya-Uganda nayitinga amakuru marungi. UBC West erina amakuru marungi kandi agali kwesigwa. Rero za programu zayo ziri omu Runyakitara hamwe n'Orufumbira. UBC West eine tekinologiya ey'omurembe eri kugibasisa kuhika omu bicweka byona omu ihanga nangu n'aheeru y'eihanga. Tukwatire aha frequencies zetu. Kisoro 97.7 Fama. Kalari 93.7 Fama. Hoima 99.1 Fama. Kampala